Chapter 622. It was then that it happened. Unintentionally, Yudhir's gaze fell upon something familiar amidst the items he was about to burn. That is, with swift action, Yudhir reached into the pile and pulled out a dirty sack. The sack, covered in dark blood-red stains and torn with holes, revealed glimpses of shriveled brown lumps inside. At first glance, it was hard to discern their original form, but Yudhir seemed to have an inkling of what they were. Without hesitation, he opened the sack. As I thought. His grip on the sack tightened. He bent his head closer to better examine the dark stains. They were old, but one thing was certain. The stains on the sack were not caused by its contents. Yudhir's semi-drowsy mind, still not fully recovered from the previous night, suddenly snapped to full alertness. Yudhir? Commander? Kishir, concerned by Yudhir's odd behavior, had called out his name, and their eyes met. Yudhir spoke first. How likely do you think it is to find a blood-stained sack containing dried and processed Duturali mushrooms in such a place? Kishir's eyes narrowed slightly as he immediately grasped the meaning of Yudhir's words. Yudhir held up the sack for him to see. Inside was indeed the dried and processed Duturali mushrooms in a form just before being turned into powder, a poison previously used by Crown Prince Kachian. The condition was abysmal due to prolonged exposure to unfavorable conditions. Their original white color had turned brown, and the smell was unpleasant, indicating partial decay. However, the presence of some intact pieces inside left no doubt about their identity. Yudhir recognized them easily thanks to having seen the original form of the Duturali mushrooms shown to Ashish Shan Apeto by Kishir before. What caught Yudhir's attention again was the blood stain on the sack. Initially, he thought it was liquid seeped from the decaying contents, but on closer inspection, it wasn't so. The stain was from blood, now faintly emitting the odor of decay, splashed during his earlier cleaning of the house using his powers. None of the other objects nearby bore similar stains. Prince Kachian had sent a servant to a nearby village months ago to secretly bring these processed Duturali mushroom poisons, and now a blood-stained sack of Duturali mushrooms happened to be here, at a rest stop used by local herbalists. Could this be mere coincidence? It couldn't be. Yudhir, even without Kana, was certain of his intuition in this matter. This was undoubtedly related to the incident caused by Kachian. And Kishir, arriving at the same conclusion, had a similar chill in his gaze as he looked at the sack. The servant who purified the poisonous mushrooms and then committed suicide after confessing that everything was his crime as soon as he was caught is one of the cases Nathan is currently pursuing. Perhaps we have found an item that might reveal the identity of the person who dealt with the servant. Yudhir didn't believe that the one who had gathered these mushrooms was still alive. The bloodstains on the sack and the fact that no one had sought it until now further solidified his belief. If it were Crown Prince Kachian, it wouldn't be surprising if he had silenced everyone involved with the processed mushrooms immediately after obtaining them, Yudhir mused aloud. However, unlike in his previous life, the young Kachian likely did not know this yet. Killing someone is certainly one of the best ways to keep a secret, but the stench of blood that it emits cannot be hidden forever. The traces of those abnormally vanished lingered like shadows, incessantly following the murderer. Even the great Yudhirian ale could not escape this shadow. Thus, it was highly probable that this sack was a trace deliberately hidden by someone who had disappeared. Buried among other odorous miscellaneous items, Yudhir almost failed to recognize it and could have burnt it by mistake. Setting the sack down, he resolved to inspect the other items in the area more thoroughly. The laxity of his mind, eased while with Kishir's company, hardened again in front of the old, hardened bloodstain. It was just as he was clenching his fist, trying to rid himself of the remaining lethargy through the pain in his palm, that a large hand reached out and grasped his wrist. The hand slowly and gently unfolded each stiff finger. Now I can speak, Kishir said, looking up at Yudhir's dark, sunken eyes. You must think it's right to leave now that we have discovered something urgent, even if you're not fully recovered. Thinking this much is manageable. The accuracy of his words made Yudhir's fingertips twitch. Kishir continued, looking down at Yudhir's hand in his grasp. Don't do this. ... You're not okay yet. You mustn't overexert yourself until you're fully healed. Even if others say it's fine, I won't allow it. But at Yudhir's soft mutter, Kishir's grip tightened. His intense gaze, though piercing, conveyed a heartfelt pain to Yudhir. Trust me, chasing after Kachyan's misdeeds is not that difficult. We can manage it indirectly, maintaining communication from afar. Do you think Nathan and I are insufficient for this task? Observing Kishir, Yudhir realized something. Kishir's deliberate use of Kachyan instead of Crown Prince Kachyan, which he usually called him, was intentional, and the reason was probably because of me. It seemed like something had changed in his attitude as he recalled his previous life. Though confident in deceiving others, he couldn't deceive Kishir. Yudhir recalled his own unfamiliar face he had seen through the window while Kishir slept. He might still be wearing the same expression unknowingly. Kishir Lahore now knew that he had once died at the hands of Yudhir on the order of Kachyan. Yudhir couldn't begin to imagine what feelings that man had experienced upon learning this. What more could be said here? In silence, Yudhir acknowledged the cold, heavy emotions he hadn't realized he had been feeling. Slowly, he shook his head. No. Finally, Kishir's eyebrows softened and a faint smile appeared. To tell him not to endure, Yudhir himself must also learn to let go of the things he had always endured. This realization struck him anew. Yudhir had remained in the cabin that day as well, cradled in Kishir's embrace, listening to the heartbeat echoing from within his chest. Each time he heard it, the invisible voice within him seemed to quiet down bit by bit. Later, he realized that the persistent fever, which hadn't subsided yet, didn't seem so resentful, perhaps owing to the soothing sound of that heartbeat. The fever, which had been forcibly suppressed within him, slowly dissipated in the comforting warmth. Yudhir stood in a dim darkness. Why am I here? He thought dazedly, looking down to see a white garment. He immediately recognized it as the ornate uniform of the cavalry commander, elaborately embroidered with gold thread, made for the Yudhirian ale. While he silently observed this familiar yet seemingly long forgotten attire, a cold voice spoke from behind him. New cavalry commander entered the Hall of Honor. It was a chief attendant of Emperor Kachyan. Only when Yudhir met his unfeeling gaze did he finally grasp the situation. This was his appointment ceremony as a commander. The assembly for his nomination was just beyond the door in front of him. Yudhir slowly straightened his attire and took a deep breath. Whispers from not too far away reached his ears. They say he is utterly cold-blooded, and indeed he seems to be. He doesn't look happy at all. It's not cold-blooded, but fear. A commoner in such a position must be terrified. Yudhir did not turn his head. Hearing these voices only quieted his mind more, and instead of feeling small, a feeling of boredom was already welled up in him. Cavalry commander, aren't you going to enter? Is there a problem? The chief attendant urged him with a hint of annoyance. Just as Yudhir was about to respond, a familiar voice came from right behind him. Yudhir,